Hi, I'm Jake, and this is Autoweek TV for Wednesday. First, we'll look at two stylish concepts that Honda introduced in Beijing. X Games hero Travis Pastrana is preparing for his nationwide series debut. Mazda is deep sixing the V6 from the 6. And we'll drop you behind the wheel of the Scion FR-S sports coupe. Seatbelts on, let's fire it up. Honda introduced two concept vehicles in Beijing this week. Now, we think the Concept C looks like a highly stylized Civic, but you can be the judge. Honda says a production version will be made for the Chinese market next year. The Concept S will be a global model. Whether we'll see it here in the US is anyone's guess. We do know that the Concept S is a hybrid and that this may be the coolest color we've ever seen on a Honda. Travis Pastrana is making his nationwide series debut this Friday at Richmond International Raceway. Regardless of where he qualifies, Pastrana has an owner's points provisional that guarantees him a spot in the field. Pastrana will race in a Toyota owned and prepared by RAB Racing, even though he's officially still part of Michael Waltrip's team. He's scheduled to start 7 races in the nationwide series this year. Automotive News reports that Mazda will drop the V6 from the Mazda 6. The redesigned model will get a lightweight chassis, a high-compression direct-injection 4-cylinder engine, and new transmission from Mazda's Skyactiv technology bin. Mazda's move follows the trend of mid-size cars going without 6-cylinder engines for better fuel economy. For example, Ford has dropped 6 bangers from the redesigned versions of the Escape SUV and Fusion sedan. The new Mazda 6 will arrive in the US in the first quarter of 2013. Alright, before you go, our West Coast editor Mark Vaughn took a spin in the sporty Scion FR-S. Check it out and be sure to enjoy the drive.
The Scion FR-S, like the Subaru BRZ and the Toyota AE86, are all really competent cars. You can sit in them, you can drive back and forth to work, you can own them every day. They don't cost very much, but the thing that separates them from all the other cars out there is that you can take them to a racetrack and have a terrific time.
The Scion FR-S is the love child of Subaru and Toyota, a nice combination of the best of both companies. While Subaru offers the BRZ, today's drive will feature the Scion version, the FR-S. For both versions, Toyota did the exterior styling. Toyota also contributed the D4S fuel injection system, which has both direct and port injection. That gives it 200 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque to move around this 2,759-pound car. The result is a downright thrilling ride.
It is so nicely balanced. There's a little bit more weight on the front end than on the back end, but when the car gets a little bit light or starts sliding around, it's the back end that drifts out just a little bit more, but it's very, very controllable, easy to drive, gives you lots of warning about what's going on. I drove the BRZ, the Subaru version of this car, last year at Tokyo's Proving Grounds in Japan. And they say that this car understeers a little bit less, and I guess you could say that. It's very, very close. This one certainly does feel like a ton of fun to toss around, especially on this track where you get light a couple times, and as you get light, you know, the car starts drifting a little bit to the side, and you can feel the back end sliding out just a little bit more than the front end. It will understeer, of course, if you go into a corner too fast and dial in too much steering. But I think the nature of this car is sort of a benign, lazy oversteer, which is the perfect thing for a track car, for sort of an everyman's track car. 20 years from now, people will be seeking these things out and buying them, just as they are seeking out the original AE86s now, and Datsun 510s and Mazda RX-3s and all those cars that were simple, engine in the front, drive wheels in the back, simple, practical, inexpensive cars. This is the successor to those cars. It is great fun to drive.
The best thing about the FR-S is that it stickers for under $25,000. With Scion importing 20,000 of them a year, you might also be able to buy one.
Catch all the latest auto enthusiast news at Autoweek.com, in Autoweek Magazine and iPad Edition. Talk with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Autoweek USA.